Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. A few months ago, I made this guy, and I actually made two versions of this. And the second version I gave to my dad for Christmas, something like that. And a friend of his happened to see it and said, "Hey, I want one of those." So I went and connected with them, and they didn't order one bowl; they ordered 4 bowls. So 4 segmented bowls like this, basically the same size. And the video I made and posted on YouTube, and I'll put the link here, has actually become one of my more popular videos, and I've gotten a lot of questions of how do you make this? So during this process, I'm going to slow down and actually walk through the process. What am I doing? What are the tools I'm using? What are the sizes I'm making? And see if you can, make it on your own. The Spectraply, the cool colors I'm using are going to be, this is the Spectraply Desert Camo, and it has some nice orange and purple and brown. And this is the Spectraply Buckskin, has some nice tan and black and brown in it. So this should be nice, should be good. And then the other 2 bowls are going to be similar. They're just going to have some lines in the rim. So if you're making a segmented bowl at home, please post in the comments. I would love to see your work, and I'll see you on the other side. Alright, the first step to this process is creating a base for the bowl. Now I like to find some complementary colors. I usually like darks and lights. With this particular one, because we're using the Spectraply, has orange and purple and brown, I wanted to use a purple base. So I have this beautiful piece of purple heart, and as it came from the store, it is exactly 6 inches. So that's going to be the diameter for our base. So I'm going to get this cut up on the spider saw, and then round it off on the bandsaw, and then throw it on the lathe, get it around, and just start the base process. So I attached the faceplate for the lathe with some nice short screws. So I'm not going all the way through the wood. We'll get it mounted up here. And get it turned around. One thing I'm going to do before I take this off the lathe, I keep a red line on my chuck so that if I have to remove this, I can put it back so it's not wobbly and I don't have to remark it. So I'm just going to put a mark here in pencil so it lines up with the chuck later when Alright, I have the base made. We'll cover the sizes here in the next section, but next part, I have this big 3" by 3" blank I need to mill down and get them 1" wide strips. So I'm going to get 3 wide and then 3 wide, so I'm going to end up with 9 pieces. And then we'll cover how to actually cut those and what sizes. Alright, the next step we have to do is create these, which is one segment of a segmented bowl. So I have, a long time ago, I'm really good at AutoCAD, so I actually created this chart, and I'll post a better picture of it. But what it is has 6, 8, 10, 12 segments from 3" diameter up to 12" diameter, and 12 inches is the size that fits on my lathe, so I don't need to go any bigger than that. But it breaks down so 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So then I'll just have to reference my chart. So my base is just under, it's like 5 7/8 of an inch. We're just going to call it 6 inches. And then, so my first ring is going to be a 6" diameter, and then we're going to get slightly bigger, slightly bigger. So my first ring, according to my chart here, and I'll put these sizes on the screen, 6" diameter chart, or 6" diameter circle, is 1.608 inches. So that would be the long side on the trapezoid. So we do have to be fairly accurate because the difference between a 6" and a 7" is only 0.2 inches. So you do have to do this fairly accurate, which is why when I'm measuring, I'm using a digital caliper. So what I'll do is I'll go through and cut the first side, figure out where the line is, cut it, make sure it's actually correct, make any adjustments, and go back and cut the rest of them. So, and you'll see when I'm actually cutting the segments, I have this guy. So this is actually set at the correct angle. So depending on how many segments you have, it's at different angles. So I actually designed and 3D printed these. I have a 12", a 10", or a 12 segment, a 10 segment, and an 8 segment. I've never done a 6, I don't think. Maybe a long time ago I did. So it just changes that angle. So here's the fun process. Alright, so I have all these pieces cut, all 12. Now with these ones, because the sides shifted, they're technically both orange, but they're not quite the same. So I'm going to alternate, kind of a bright orange, dark orange, alternate back and forth, so the patterns will alternate. But other than that, looks good. So I'm going to use some sandpaper, knock off all the little burrs, and then glue them all together. Alright, got this first ring done. Came out just about 6-inch diameter, so the next one is going to be about a 6.5-inch diameter, so the segment length is now going to be, I'm going to go like 1.7. I don't want to go all the way up to the 1.8 because I would create a 7-inch ring. I want a slight taper, not a big taper. And I remembered I only need 2 rings of color. I keep saying I would need 3, but I only need 2 rings. So I need one more ring like this, and then the last ring has a slightly different step. Alright, we got this thing shaped out. The outside's looking pretty good. I've not sanded the outside. I am going to sand the inside so that when I put the 4th ring or the 3rd ring on, I don't have to reach as far down into it. But I'm going to end up sanding some more on the outside anyway, so there's no point in doing it right now. So get the inside sanded, and then we're going to make the other ring. Alright, so we got this finished now. I haven't put any kind of a finish on the outside because we're going to end up doing that later. So now I need the top ring. So the top ended up at exactly 6 inches, but we don't want it just even. We want it to stick out a bit, so we want to go about 6.5. So it's going to be right between these 2 spaces. I'm going to go, instead of just doing a 1-inch strip, I'm going to do about 1.5 inch strip. And then try and, so I have some extra on the inside, and I'll cut those down. Hey, we got this thing done. Turned out pretty cool. I will get some still pictures done. It's kind of gloomy outside, so I don't think I'll do that today. But I hope you enjoyed watching the process. I will make sure I put all of the sizes for all the different segments and the rings and all that stuff. Make sure I post those. But the order I got for these, it's actually 4 bowls. So I already have the bases cut. So the next one is going to be a walnut with the buckskin Spectraply. So it has some kind of black and brown and white. So it's going to look similar to this one, just some different colors. And then the other two are going to be the same size as this. The other one is going to be a purple heart and a maple. And then this one is actually Peruvian walnut. And I'm going to put white oak with this one. So I end up with 4 bowls. I'm not going to film the entire thing because it's the same process. All 4 bowls are going to be the same size, so I don't really need to film the whole thing. I'm going to take pictures along the process just so you can see them getting built. This is going to turn into more production. I'm going to do all the bases and all the first rings and all that stuff. So, hope you enjoy it. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you're enjoying it, and see you later.